can hear you, Heather, and we are live right now. Wave, everybody, wave. Everyone, hey, everyone, how's it going? It is Fire Day here. I'm Vanessa Lane. I am the new CCO, the Phoenix Factor and Girls on Fire, and this is a Girls on Fire production today, and you are...
Brandy Holloway.
Woohoo! And we are honored because right now, who you see on the other screen is a badass woman. Her name is Heather Parady. She has one of the most amazing podcasts. You have to go and basically subscribe to it. It's called The Unconventional Leaders. Heather, how are you doing?
I'm so good. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. Now, just to give a little backstory, I'm going to read a little bit of a bio on Heather. We're going to get right into it. So everybody who's watching right now, we want you to go to Girls on Fire on Facebook, put all your comments there. We're going to respond to you in real time and ask your questions to Heather. So Heather Parady is the host of The Unconventional Leaders. She interviews leaders from all over the world who have built great things from the ground up. She also facilitates the Content Lab, which helps mission-driven leaders connect with their audience through authentic content marketing strategies. So Heather, tell us more about this, your journey, your story, your passion. How did this all begin, and what is it that you do?
Yeah, that's a great question. What do I do? I spend my whole life online pretty much. I've been fascinated with the online world for probably the past, 3 or 4 years. I think it's an incredible tool that people can use to do really, really good work. So a lot of people are kind of afraid of the way technology is moving. I'm actually really excited about it. I think it gives opportunity for people to build great things from the ground up. So I started a podcast a couple of years ago just because I didn't like the blog. Writing was not my thing. And started interviewing leaders from all over the world. And since then, I've built a online business where I work with other content creators. Again, just trying to use this platform as a tool to spread really powerful messages and help people make an impact in this world.
It's amazing, amazing. Brandy, jump in here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just curious about the actual name of your podcast. What spurred you to name it Unconventional Leaders?
Yeah, so when you read books from leaders and influencers and people you think are amazing, you look at their story, a lot of times you think that they're so different than you and that they just, are more special or more talented or whatever. But the truth is, more often than not, some of those powerful leaders come from the unconventional places and have been through some of the biggest help. Like they've just been through a bunch of stuff. So I really wanted to spread the idea that the thing that you think disqualifies you is the actually thing that will qualify you and make you a better leader.
I love that. And you just talked about that yesterday, and we talk about that a lot. We use the word analysis paralysis and comparison coma and things like that when people are starting to get out there in social media and in the world. They think, who am I to be doing this? And I love that you're putting that stories, out there for everyone. So we're going to make sure we share your podcast actually to a lot of our Girls on Fire because we hear this all the time.
We do. And Heather, you also do something really amazing. You've started something called #LinkedIn where it could be someone that you connect with same day and you're like, hey, you want to hop on? Tell everybody, how did that get started? Because I love getting just to meet new people through that, and you allow people to experience that.
Yeah, I really take to heart here. I love Gary Vee. I know a lot of people hate him, but I think he's incredible. And he said something about, you really need to pay attention to LinkedIn in 2019. And I'm like, ooh, I don't like LinkedIn because that's all a bunch of boring professional people who want to talk about their resumes, So I was wrong because I wasn't giving LinkedIn a chance, but I thought, okay, how could I add value to this platform? Which is, I think, what we need to be asking ourselves as leaders and content creators is not how can I gain a following, but how can I add a value to this specific platform? And one of the things that I saw on LinkedIn, just briefly, is I didn't see a lot of live interviews and stuff like that. It was a lot of text-heavy stuff. It was less video. My gift is video and interviews. I love that kind of stuff. So I was like, let me try, experiment. It may work, it may not. And that's okay, but experiment and see if I put interviews on LinkedIn, give my gift, try to add value in that way, what will happen? And that was 50 days ago, and it's just blown up from there. And the intention was to do it maybe once or twice a week. I do it every single day because we've had so many people wanting to
Wow.
jump on. And we hit 50/50, and now we're just expanding it and growing it and looking at what we can do to push it forward. So yeah, I have no idea where it's going to go, but I think that's part of the beauty of doing what we do is just playing and experimenting and trusting the process.
Yeah, so I just have a quick question with content, because I know that's a big focus for you and of course for us as well. That's my jam. I love creating content. And you mentioned Gary Vee, and I took something from him that has helped me out tremendously, and both of us with the business, is how many pieces of content do you suggest and what types of content? Because, not everyone's going to put video out all day, or they don't want to do video, but he suggested that we put out 100 pieces a day. And, if you really break that down, it kind of freaks some people out to think, oh my God, 100 pieces. So how would you tell someone to put out 50 to 100 pieces of content a day?
I think he's talking to people who are like you and I who do this and feel comfortable with it and know. I think if you're starting off, don't do that. What you need to do is you need to find your voice and you need to figure out your jam, whether it's video or blogging or whatever. You really need to play and experiment. And people get burnt out because they do all the things and then they're like, holy crap, this is a lot harder than I thought, and they retreat. Instead, what you need to do is get really strong in one area and understand your voice, your message,
Yes.
your audience, and then from there you need to expand. Creating 100 pieces a day is not fresh new content. A lot of that is repurposing. You guys are freaking amazing at that. Like, I was just blown away with how you promoted this talk. I mean, this is going to be a 30-minute talk, right? But what you guys do is you create micro content from that big piece. So you look at one big thing and you're going to break it down. So one meal with a whole bunch of snacks. So when you think about it that way, it's a lot easier to understand. And when you can build a really strong system and a process and get in the routine, understand what you're doing, it's not as hard. I don't create 100 pieces of content a day. I want to. I think that's awesome. But I think you need to be very self-aware, which is another thing Gary talks about, of what stage you're in your content marketing, what you're good at, what's your capacity. Consistent always beats, throwing up a whole bunch of stuff and then stopping. You need to focus on consistency more than anything else. That's the most important.
Yes, for sure. I was going to say, I heard something that floored me today that will be our new motto. I haven't even been able to tell Vanessa yet because I literally just heard it, but Angela was talking and she said, when you put anything out, it should be something that your ideal target market would be looking for on Google. It should be something that they're searching for. You should be talking to them. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah, ask questions. Ask questions and see what they want to know. You do a lot of video, and I want everybody to go and listen to your podcast and then watch. You also have pieces on YouTube. I mean, you also repurpose fantastically, which is not a word. Fabulously is a word. I'm just making up words today. But I noticed, especially when you're doing your hashtag LinkedIn leaders, you are really great about getting people on there that may have never been on a podcast before, but you've made them feel comfortable and accepted, and their shine of who they are comes out because they're not weirded out about, it might have been their first podcast, I'm talking with someone. What do you tell people before they go on? What do you give people tips about to reach out to people? How can you tell them it's going to be okay? What is your thoughts that you tell people before you're going to talk with them?
Yeah, this has been a growing experience for me too, because on the actual podcast, I talk to people who are like you guys. They've done this a million times. They're comfortable with having a mic in their face and all of that. It's no big deal. It's just another day. What day is today? It's just average. But with LinkedIn Leaders, it's been an interesting ball game, because now I'm connecting with people that don't even know what a podcast is, and they've never done live video and all of that. And so I get questions like, well, can you send me the questions beforehand? And, what do I need to prepare for? What's the topic and all that? And I'm like, listen, this is a natural conversation that happens to be recorded. I don't want you to think about this being recorded. I want you to look me in the eyes, and I want us to connect, because that's the thing about content and interviews, and you guys know this. If there's not a genuine connection there, if I'm not connecting with you guys as a human being, there's no way we're going to be able to really impact our audience. And so what's most important is not the presentation and how perfect everything is. What's most important is that we create something very real between me and you, and that way it can be picked up by the audience. And that's a really hard mindset to get into. I think as an interviewer, it's important to, I was a therapist before doing this, side note, which helps a little bit because we go into a counseling session with a complete stranger. It's like, hi, Bob, I've never met you. Tell me your childhood trauma. You know, it doesn't work like that. You have to build rapport with someone and help them feel comfortable. But how do you do that in 2 seconds? You know, I've never met you guys in person. I've never seen you physically in person. I've only seen you online. How in the world am I going to get you to trust me and you to be vice versa? Or we can create something beautiful and actually make an impact on our content. That's a crazy thing. I think as a content creator, you have to first look at yourself and say, am I willing to lead where I want this to go? Am I willing to be vulnerable? And am I willing to be friendly? Am I willing to take the risk on myself and show and mimic and model the kind of thing that I want to create with my guests?
Brandy?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, you know, when I was mad that I only got 15 minutes with her when she interviewed me. I wanted to talk for like hours, and so I think a lot of it, you know, we had, like you were saying, you have to imagine just sitting down having a cup of coffee, even though you have that screen between you, and you know, just getting super comfortable. But you know, you just have a knack for it too, Heather. You're really good at it.
You're kind.
You do. You have this. You are very great about taking those pauses, really articulating what you want to say. That's one of my things that I struggle with. I get so excited and I grasp for words like fanatic and who knows what's going to come out instead of thinking about what I want to say. And that's what sometimes I hear. We hear that with our girls, that they sit there recording something for an hour that was only 30 seconds because they watch it and go, oh no, I said this, or oh no, and I said this. And what do you tell people that you work with when they're just getting into content creation, whether it's written words, whether it's doing a picture, whether it's doing video, how to keep the momentum going so you're not getting stuck in this interesting place where you're not wasting, but utilizing time that you don't need to be utilizing when you need to go through it once, put it on the shelf, get it out, press the button, press record, push it out, post, and go on to something else.
I'll say it, wasting time. It is wasting time. And I'm going to probably start sweating because this is like one of my biggest pet peeves ever. We have got to get over ourselves. Period. People are not paying as much attention to you as you think. There's this term in social psychology called the spotlight effect. And it's when everyone thinks the spotlight is on them, they're center stage, and everyone's paying attention. Well, guess what? When the entire world has that spotlight effect going on, everybody's paying attention to themselves, and they're worried about what you think while you're sitting there worried about what they think. And so as leaders, what we have to do is we have to be forward thinking and really put the emphasis on the people we're trying to serve. And when you love someone else, you don't think about yourself. When you love your children and your spouse and your friends and your family, you put your discomfort at expense to theirs. You want to make sure that they're taken care of. And we have to become that obsessed with our audiences and the people we want to serve that we love them enough to look dumb sometimes.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that.
And we love them enough to show up. Like right now, my hair is not on point, but you know what I mean? Like I have to show up anyway because I'm committed. And you know, when you're building a relationship with somebody, our relationships online are not any different than our relationships in person. I'm not going to show up at your door one time and be like, what up, Brandy? How's it going? And like kicking it with you, and the next day ignore you. But we do that online all the time where we say, hey, I'm going to show up for you. And then we don't. And the only way to be consistent is to get comfy and sit in that imperfection. The only way, because you cannot be consistent and perfect at the same time. You can't be perfect anyway. But you really can't show up constantly if you're getting tripped up. Do you know how many times I screw up? Like I screw up constantly. I just screwed up a minute ago. You know what I mean? But when I get my eyes off myself and say, hey, I'm here with you guys, and I want to hear and serve you and serve your audience, then you have to get over yourself. I could go on, but I'm going to stop. That's it.
Well, that's why we use the motto "Own your fire." You know, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, when we say that, and like you said, it's about serving others. You know, you have a gift, and to own your fire is it's all of those things, and that just makes us more relatable anyway. I think to show that we mess up. I actually have a blooper reel finally because I've been saving them from when I do videos, and I'm like, I'm just going to put out a blooper reel. Because whenever I mess up, I go, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People that's probably their favorite thing. And so you are serving by being imperfect. because you're giving other people permission to be imperfect too.
Yes.
You know, it's the one thing when I'm also even when I'm doing a commercial for someone, I don't erase all those bloopers. They are the most fun parts of that shoot when people's walls break down and they're laughing and they're joking, and it's those oops moments that they're going to be like, no, you didn't record that, did you? And I'm like, sure I did, because that's what people need to see. They need to see you when you're not stiff as a board, and they need to see you having fun and goofing off. And you know, who was it? Chelsea Peets online posted, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you while public speaking? Hello, I've actually fallen down the stairs. It has happened. And then what do you do with that? You just go, oh, well, that's a great introduction, isn't it? I mean, whoo, yes. So, I mean, it's like, I agree with you. You take the good, the bad, whatever happens, and because none of it's bad. People look at it as, I messed up my words, or I stopped talking, or I froze. None of it is bad. It's all part of you, and it's all being part of human, and you roll with it.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts, Brandy?
All right, so I'm looking at our time frame, and I know we probably have a few fire questions too for Heather.
Yes. Go ahead.
So I have one in particular because, you know, I'm an Alabama girl and I know you're in Georgia. Now, are you from Georgia originally?
No, Little Rock, Arkansas. We moved here about a year ago.
Okay, so what's your favorite Southern food?
Oh.
All food. Like, I like food. I'm not one of those particular people are like, oh, what do you want to eat? I'm like, everything. Everything sounds good. I love eating. Right. I guess Southern food, man, most Southern food is just fried. I like pie. I even like sand pie. I like eating pie. I just like pie.
It's like saying, so I used to always say everything was deep fried and covered in ranch. That was my saying about anything I ate. So, because you know, Vanessa and I are coming to Georgia next month. We're going to be in Atlanta and Savannah, which is pretty darn close to you.
We need to see each other.
Hint.
All right, Vanessa.
So we do this fun little thing, and I didn't tell you about it, but we do a few questions, just like like black and white, and we want to just, you pick your option, okay? So I'm going to do some, and then you can do some, all right? So if you had to choose, what would you choose, black or white?
Wow.
Cat or dog?
Black.
Beer or wine?
Ooh, good one.
Wine.
Your turn.
Oh, she's in. She's in.
All right, your turn.
Well, I'm going to go with social here. So LinkedIn or Instagram?
LinkedIn.
Videos or IGTV?
That's the same thing.
Would you rather do videos on Instagram or IGTV?
IGTV.
Yes.
There you are.
All right, that's all I got for.
That's all you got? And
Did I win?
let's just say, you did. What about this, hell yes or hell no?
Hell yes.
Yeah. You knew that
So
was
we're going to
coming.
leave everybody, because we're getting close and we know that you have to get going, but we're going to leave everyone with a tip from you. So if you could tell people something that's either on your mind and on your heart today, or something you've been thinking about in the past week that you just really wanted to tell people and haven't yet on LinkedIn or Facebook, what's a tip that you would leave everybody?
Start now, whatever your thing is that you're putting off and excusing and saying you need to plan more or think more or have better circumstances. That crap never happens. It never comes. And the best way to learn and to get better is to get your feet in the game, get your hands dirty, and just freaking start your thing.
Love it. That's fire right there.
Fire. Man, we're going to be sending you a girl on fire pen, man. So anyway, where can everybody find you, Heather? We want them to subscribe to your podcast. We want them to follow you on LinkedIn and what you're doing. Where are all the social media platforms that they can connect with you? Because I do want them to connect and to collaborate with who you are.
Thank you. At Heather Parady, everywhere you'll find all my stuff. Any social media platform at Heather Parady.
Do you want to end with anything?
Easy enough. No, just thank you so much. And I think she's a perfect Girls on Fire. I think you're bringing the fire. And I love the focus that you're putting on a very specific type of thought leader. You know, I like using the word hope dealers and gold diggers and all that because we are doing things a little different, and I'm loving that you're putting the spotlight on them. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for having us on, and thank you for being on Fire Day.
Yes.
So, thank you.
Well, everybody, it has been a fantastic Fire Day. It's been on our honor and our pleasure to have Heather Parady, the Unconventional Leaders podcast, hashtag LinkedIn Leaders. Please go and find her on all social media platforms and the world, because we will be sharing this everywhere we possibly can. Please go and follow her. She's an amazing woman, a fantastic entrepreneur, and definitely embodies the Girls on Fire Network spirit. So thank you so much, Heather. You are
Brandy Holloway.
And I am Vanessa Lane, and this has been a Girls on Fire Network Fire Day, and we will see you next week with another guest. Thank you so much, Heather, and have a wonderful rest of your day.